So I'm Charlotte. I'm a community dietitian based in Midnotts.
My name's Amy and I am one of the community dietitians and the student lead for the department.
Thank you very much for speaking to me today. So we're going to be chatting about student placement that you have facilitated. So I guess if we can start by just telling me a little bit about what you did.
So I guess we've always been quite flexible because we're a small team in our approach. So we've done joint placements with Sherwood Forest Hospital because that gives students a bit of opportunity to see acute and community settings, and also because we are small teams, that means we can take more students. And we also have shared our training with other dietetic colleagues in the trust. So, for example, the dietitians in eating disorders and in CAMS, they've contributed to our placements as well. But more recently, due to COVID, we've been working more remotely, like most people. So we've had to adapt the way that we work with students a little bit. So we've been implementing more of virtual consultations when we're not doing face-to-face. And we've also been supporting Nottingham University with their A placements that used to be face-to-face. We've switched those to virtual placements. So because of the way we've worked, I think that's allowed us to take more students in the past year. So when actually at a time when we thought we'd be taking less students, we've managed to take more. So it's all kind of helped. The way that we've changed working's actually helped us be a bit more effective.
Fab. Are there particular things that have worked really well, kind of out of those kind of new ways?
Yeah, definitely. We found that students as well as staff have adapted incredibly well to remote working. It was definitely less daunting than we first thought as well, which was great. Had great feedback from the students and we were able to be pass them as well. And, working with teams, that's enabled us to catch up with students remotely. This has worked really well, especially for split placements, where, for instance, a student might be at Kingsmill Hospital, but they might want to catch up with us briefly about an assessment tool. So rather than having to, travel or, carry out a telephone call where, might not be able to explain in much detail, catching up remotely with video calls has been really great for that purpose. Also, it's given students more of a range of opportunities, so it's a really good blend for our students. That's been good as well.
Fab. So it's really kind of exposing students to the realities of how we all work now.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything that you kind of think you wish you'd known beforehand, kind of doing things slightly differently?
Yeah, technical issues, hindsight is a wonderful thing there. I suppose it's just appreciating that there's always going to be, some limitations, and just appreciating what these challenges might be. What works best when working remotely as well. That would have been good to know. For instance, when students are working remotely over Teams and we're trying to make a phone call, understanding what works best there, and just general logistics in terms of how the consultations would work step by step, and also just having backup plans as well. COVID is still about, so just appreciating that there might be ongoing challenges, and that's the beauty of having virtual ways of working virtually and remotely, is that we can allow for that.
Excellent, thank you. If you guys had one top tip or kind of one piece of advice for clinicians who are maybe thinking about, going a bit more virtual or doing things a bit differently, if you've got anything to add?
I think the main thing would be to embrace the change, because actually it's not as daunting as it kind of first seems when you work through it. Even technology, I'm not the most technological, can't even say it. But yeah, so embracing technology and kind of and planning ahead with it. So we found it's worked to our advantage. It's meant we could be a bit more flexible, especially at this point in time with COVID, and also actually it's led to better placements for the students and more opportunities for the student to see more things. So definitely embrace the change. It's a good thing.
fantastic top tip. Thank you. That's great. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's really, really helpful just to hear all that, because I think, yeah, it's when we talk to people about placements, there's a lot of, oh, well, I can't possibly do it because I'm not doing a lot of face-to-face, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. And actually, yeah, to kind of just hear, well, actually, you can do it. It's just, yeah, getting stuck in there and, like you said, kind of embracing that change is perfect.
Lovely. Thanks, Rachel. Anyway.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for taking the time.
Anytime.
See you guys soon. Thanks a lot.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.